So what if I want to do this? What if I wanted to automate something or fire off a Medo job or a sequence, but I wanted to do that outside of Medo? So let's try to do, we're going to try to do the same exact curl command to start job number 12. And we're going to do that from my own machine. So we're going to do it outside of Medo. So let me go up here for a second, go to the Swagger docs. So in Swagger, this shows you the actual curl command, so you can test this stuff off this machine. So if I grab this, which again is just curl posting to this URL with action start. So if I grab this and I throw this into a terminal, so if I just take this, I'm on a Mac, just have a terminal here. If I run this command from my Mac, I get a forbidden. So what's going on here? So this gets into how do you authenticate when you're not in Medo itself. So everything that we've done so far, you're running a Medo job on a Medo instance, you're running from the command line, you're running from the Swagger API docs here. So this is Medo talking to itself, but now I'm somebody else that wants to talk to Medo. So this gets into Medo's API key. So if we go back to Medo here, every Medo instance can create an API key so that external systems can interact with Medo if they want to. So on the settings page here, we've got an API key. So here's our API key. You can regenerate this if you want to change it. So what I'm going to do is use this API key and then do that same exact curl command, but now I'm going to authenticate against Medo when I do it. So if I pull this back up, let me just copy and paste this in. All right, so everything is exactly the same here, except one very important thing. We've got an API key now in here. So now when I send this request, I'm authenticating against Medo using the API key. And when I hit enter here, we'll see that our sleep number 10 job, sleep 10 job has run. So that's using a very simple example of using curl outside of Medo to interact with Medo and automate jobs or sequences. So taking it one step further, there's curl. Taking it one step further, let's do this with a programming language. So we've started to develop our own Python SDK for Medo. So one of the resources, and again, I'll send all these links out, and if anybody wants to talk more about this with us, let me know. But we've created a Python Medo SDK. So what this allows you to do is it's just a Python library. So you can install this with pip. This is publicly available. And what this allows you to do is we've added some of the API interaction. We've created Python classes and functions to interact with Medo. So this first little example here just shows you how to get the version of your Medo instance. All the code is in here. It's publicly available. We're adding to this every time the use cases come up. It doesn't do everything that Medo does right now, but we're expanding on this more and more. We've also got examples in here. So you can create jobs programmatically. You can change jobs programmatically, update schedules. Again, anything that you can do in the Medo UI, you can do via the API, and therefore can do with a programming language. So the one example I want to show here is how to start a Medo job. Again, all this stuff is publicly available. So I'm just going to take this script. I've already got this sitting in PyCharm here. So let me just take this script. So what this does is it's using the URL of this Medo instance. It's using the API key. And in this case, we're starting a job. So I'm just saying the job ID number 12 is the one I want to start. And then we're just connecting to a Medo instance and then running Medo start job. So if I run this Python script, we will see over here that our sleep 10 job has started. So super basic example here, but we use, whenever we're doing like bulk creation of jobs, let's say we want to pull data from a bunch of different tables, from a bunch of different databases. You could go through and do those things by hand with Mito using a query job. But typically you want to script things like that. And so again, this is a simple job or simple example of starting a job, which is helpful on the automation side when you want to interact some other application or user or whatever outside of Mito interacting with Mito. But there's also other use cases for just programmatically doing things inside of Mito in addition to those. So I know that's a lot of stuff.